Hi guys, Carly here with Garden Design. If you forgot to plan ahead for your bloom this spring, no worries. You can always check out your local garden center and see what they have in terms of forest bulbs that are already in bloom for this season. Here we have a couple different arrangements that we're going to put together for indoor arrangements, but you can also use them in containers or even in your garden. So when picking out your container, you're going to want to make sure that it's more of a shallow base. We don't want anything that's going to take up too much space because oftentimes we're putting these on tabletops or on shelves, something like that. So you want to make sure it's nice and low, and you can also pair the pot to whatever bulbs you're going to be planting. So this one here, we have a bright color and it's also a self-watering container. It's nice for indoors because it's not going to leak anywhere. So it has that nice water reservoir that you can put the tulips in. And then we have this base here that has a saucer built into it with that drainage system throughout the hole in the bottom. And we're going to pot some hyacinths in that. And then this would be great for an outdoor arrangement. It's a ranunculus and paperwhite arrangement, and we can put a plastic tray or something like that under this pot here. So now let's go ahead and pot these guys up and see how they look. So because this container has that water filtration system of the hole in the bottom and the saucer, we'll go ahead and just add some of the gravel rocks towards the base, and then you can add a scoop of your potter's mix, and then we can go ahead and add the hyacinths to the container. We'll go ahead and add more here, and you can break up the bottom so that that neck is measuring up to the rim of the container. And then you'll want to make sure that you can leave a bit of space at the top for your top dressing. All right, so now we're going to add some gravel to the top of this just to finish off the arrangement. So we have a couple different variations, and you can kind of pair it into whatever bulb is going to be potted. So here we have some tulips that are going to be going into a self-watering container, and it's more of a centerpiece, whereas this is more of a tabletop or a shelf piece with some hyacinths. All right, so now that we have our container, we went ahead and filled the reservoir with some water and put a little bit of soil down at the base, and now we're going to pot it with some of our tulips. So we'll go ahead and put the bigger tulips right in the center, and you'll go ahead and do the same thing with these little red ones. And we picked this container and these color of tulips because they really tie in nicely. You can see these little pops of yellow inside of the red tulips here, and it'll go together nicely. We have another little red tulip just to even the arrangement out. And you'll see that the height on these tulips will really add for the centerpiece look of this container. And as you can see, they're kind of getting a little top heavy and toppling over, but as they start to settle in with watering and as they become more sturdy in the base, they'll grow to be more firm. All right, so now that we have a gorgeous arrangement, we're going to move on to the next one. We have some ranunculus and some paperwhites that we're going to pot up next. All right, so now we have already prepped our pot, so we're going to go ahead and add these flowers in, and we're going to do a little bit of color blocking. We have some nice spring colors. We have some bright yellows, pinks, reds, and that nice paper white. So we'll go ahead and plant those now. And we went ahead and filled the soil just so that it was right at so when you set the flowers in, they'll be level with the rim of the surface. And we're going to pack them in nice and tight, make sure that they are firmly in place, and continue around the bowl. All right, so now we have our ranunculus all potted up with our paper white. We'll go ahead and just water it in just to make sure that it settles nicely. And you'll want to continue to water these for about once to twice a week throughout the growing season. And they'll go ahead and fill in nicely and as the season goes along. So as you can see, we have our other arrangements that we've made today. This one's nice and low, so you can put it on a coffee table or on a shelf. And then we have these nice tall ones that you can put on a side table. And then this one here, I would suggest maybe a centerpiece down a garden table outside or your indoor table as well. It's always a good option. And be sure to let us know about your experience in our comments section below, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button. Thanks so much.